Party of Trump, P-O-T, the most powerful pot stirrer in the House, no longer in favor of investigating terrorism when it involves people he wants to like him. You need to see the game. Kevin McCarthy is playing it by not supporting a commission to investigate the Capitol attack. Why don't they investigate Antifa? What did they have to do with January 6th? I know you tried to spread some BS that that's who started it, but there was never any proof. The truth is as obvious as it is ugly. And we're going to not let time dilute reality. Remember, Liz Cheney had to go. Unity, too important. Ask House Republican John Katko how united the party is. He negotiated with the Democrats on what a commission would look like. He handed McCarthy everything he asked for, even numbers of both parties represented. Both sides get a say on subpoenas. Not only did the House Minority Leader throw him under the bus, the party whip, Steve Scalise, is actively trying to get members to vote against Katko's deal. Scalise's move is not surprising, okay? Look, we know why he's doing it. We know why they're all doing it, because it's all about Trump. And January 6th is bad for Trump because January 6th was what Trump was talking about happening. And that's why they're doing it. The excuse? It's about scope. McCarthy says, given the Speaker's short-sighted scope that does not examine interrelated forms of political violence, I can't support this. That's what this means. If you want to investigate 9/11, well, then you better look at the Bay of Pigs, too. If you're going to do 9/11, you better do some other bombing that bothers us in a different way, too. Have you ever heard of that before? The so-called party of limited government, limited scope? Are you kidding me? This is the game. This show exposes the game. So you can decide what to do about it, but for the love of God, don't decide to play it. You see how funny it is that they want the scope to be broad now. Remember with Russia and that investigation? Don't go too broad. Don't go too broad. Remember this?
It was a witch hunt.
Wasting it all on this witch hunt.
More the sense of a political sort of witch hunt.
But now you want it as broad as it can be, right? Why? Because you're playing the game. And that's why McCarthy won't agree to anything, because he's waiting for Mar-a-Lago's okay. It's not just because he's going to be a witness, which he would, seeing how he has obviously told two stories about one phone call. He was never going to be in favor of doing what the boss doesn't want him to do. He's already told you what he thinks the purpose of congressional investigations are. Remember when? Benghazi.
What you're going to see is a conservative speaker that takes a conservative Congress that puts a strategy to fight and win. And let me give you one example. Everybody thought Hillary Clinton was unbeatable, right? But we put together a Benghazi special committee, a select committee. What are her numbers today? Her numbers are dropping. Why? Because she's untrustable. But no one would have known any of that had happened had we not fought and made that happen.
Good? Of course Hannity agrees. That was 6 years ago. He told you what he thought investigations were about. Political attacks. So why would he want to be part of one now? Look, he's got one goal. I want to be Speaker. He believes he has one way to get there. Trump. And that's why this is all about the game. See it for what it is. Don't focus on the players. Hate the game. Now from that mockery, we turn to the injustice being committed against the election in the name of advancing the interests of the same lie. One of the most outlandish claims in the Arizona fraud it just got debunked. Why are some Republicans still bent on embarrassing themselves and their state? We're going to talk to one who's standing up to his own party. What does it mean that he stands up? What is the destiny of the big lie as it fills a coliseum? Next.